Hello and welcome back to Sweet Nothing Crochet's videos. Today I'm going to show you how we can work with two colors of yarn and how we can interchange colors. This is going to be specifically for working with the single crochet back loop only. Alright, and this is for my Vaada slouch. So I've just started for a small little swatch. I've started with about 6 foundation single crochet. And to now start off with the next color, let's take the second color. I make it into a loop, pass through the last loop of the last stitch that we'd had on our hook, pull the new loop through and tighten your loop. Right? I don't even bother to stitch up that yarn or tighten that yarn or anything. And at this point you just start working. So now we are working with the yellow yarn. Do chain 1 to secure, and then the pattern says single crochet in the first stitch. Put that yarn, that little thing at the back, only because now we're working with an sc-blo and you can't actually weave that in. We'll weave it in later. So the stitch then demands that we work a single crochet back loop only, and that's the single crochet back loop only. And you go all the way till the end, and then the pattern says single crochet in the last stitch, so that's what I do. Right? And that's how you've attached one new yarn and you've taken it all the way through to the end. Alright? Now, when you're working in rounds, this works fine because you go all the way around, you come back to the end and you take on your second color. Specifically for the Vaada slouch, we are working one color per row and the next color in the other row. So if you don't take this yarn along, then it's a problem, right? Because then how do you come back to this side? So just for the Vaada slouch, or when you're working colors in rows, here's what you do. So you join the yarn in exactly the same way as we have, right? But then you take the first color and you slip it around the back. Alright? And so when you're working your stitch, when you're taking your loop, go through the loop, pick up the first color as well. And so when you pass your loop through, you've got the loop and that first colored yarn. So you see you've taken the yarn through the first stitch. You do that again all the way through. So you're taking your yarn with you when you go to the end. For this pattern, it says single crochet in the last stitch, so you go through both single crochet. Now, to ensure that you don't have a slip over of threads, what I do is I drop the yellow yarn or drop the second colored yarn and pick up the main color or the first yarn, and you end with the first yarn. Turn and to go around. When you go around, then the contrast yarn or whichever the second color of yarn is, you put it back over there. So the first stitch again is a single crochet in the first stitch, pick up the contrast yarn and work a single crochet, and then it says sc-blo for our Vaada slouch. When you're working a single crochet back loop only, the yarn needs to go onto the other side, and then you work your single crochet back loop only, and your contrast yarn is on the other side, so it doesn't follow through on this side, and you can't see your first yarn on this side either. So you do the single crochet back loop only for all the stitches till the last stitch. On the last stitch you go through both. The contrast yarn is there. You work the stitch till here, then you drop the main yarn, you pick up the contrast yarn, but then lock the two together. You see, the contrast yarn goes behind, so you lock the two together and then you finish it. So you see how this comes. Now the yarn's already on this side where you need it. You work a single crochet in that first stitch, ensuring that you pick up your main yarn as well. And then you work back loop only through the back loop as well as that contrast yarn. and you work it this way all the way through till the end. And on the last stitch, as before, we'll be working a single crochet only through both the stitches. Pick up the back loop, the back yarn as well, or the main yarn, and then you drop this yarn and you pick up, but again you ensure that you lock the two yarns together, and then you've taken the second color yarn. So you see this side of the work, you cannot see the line of the yarn being pulled through, and you cannot see the yarn being pulled through on the back either. So this makes it a very neat, very clean and interchangeable front and back. I hope this was an interesting session for you. Do remember to subscribe to my videos, and I will see you really soon. Bye bye.